Hello YouTube, this is Brandon with Team Infinity here, and today we've got Peyton, who it's also his birthday. And today we got a special birthday deck profile from Peyton boy here. We've been waiting a while for this. He got some cards in the mail. And what do you got for us today, Peyton?
I've got trains.
Some trains? Oh, this might be interesting. Alright, what do you think about this deck so far?
I think it is a serious underdog deck of this format. It's got a lot of good matchups with the top meta decks. Has some shaky matchups, but we can get through those.
Alright, let's show us these trains you got here.
Alright, so first off, we've got the main card of the deck, Triple Express Knight. You play him because he's a normal summonable without tribute level 10 machine monster. He does become 0 attack when you do that. It's not really a problem though because he's going to trigger off a lot of your other card effects when you summon him. So then your second main card with that is your Triple Derricane. When you summon a level 10 machine monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So at that point, you would normal summon your Express Knight and then special summon your Derricane, you have a rank 10. And this card also, if it's detached as Xyz material, you can destroy a card on the field. So this card's really nice. Again, if you special summon it, its attack is halved. So.
You can get away with that.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. We've got Triple Ruffian Railcar. Railcar will be special summoned 9 times out of 10 off of your Revolving Switchyard spell card, which will make it a level 10. Every time you play rank 10 Xyz.
Doesn't it have a little effect where you can hit him for 500?
Yeah, if it's turn 1, you just deal 500 damage. Normally you lose your battle phase for that. Or if you use the effect when you have the multi-summon, you lose your battle phase, so you just use his effect to deal some damage. And then when he gets sent to the graveyard, you can charge a level 10 machine. So
nice.
he's a pretty good card.
Zexal throwbacks over here.
Yeah. And we have our second engine of the deck, Shaddolls.
Whoa, Shaddolls.
Beast isn't here because you send him to the graveyard and draw a card. If he gets to the field, you can flip him for basically a trade-in. Draw 2, discard 1. Not bad, not bad. Usually you're just, like I said, sending him to the grave to discard, or draw rather. 1 Shaddoll Dragon, because again, Shaddolls have the effects when they're sent to the graveyard. You play him, destroy back row. And then you've got Hedgehog. When he dies, you add 1 from your deck to your hand, or if you flip him, you can add a Shaddoll Spell Trap instead. And then Falco, because we need something to recur our Shekinagas, and if he dies, you special summon him.
It's always nice. Now, I've seen a few different varieties of this deck. I've seen a bunch of different ratios and stuff. Why do you choose these ratios? Explain a little bit.
Alright, so I choose to only run 5 Shaddoll monsters, because I think there are some decks out there that play a little too little. I think you need at least 5. This ratio is perfect. I was playing a Mathematician build with Squamata in before, but I decided that Mathematician was a little too slow and he used your normal summon, which is kind of bad. You need that normal summon.
Okay.
So Squamata was basically in there so you could use the effect to send Beast.
Okay.
So if I don't need Mathematician, I don't need Squamata.
Understandable, alright.
Alright. And for the rest of our monsters, we've got 2 mandatory card of the deck.
Mandatory of every deck.
Everybody knows what that does.
Yeah, I don't know what it does. No.
And our 1 Veiler, because he's good in some matches. He's not good in every match. You have to side him out in the matches he's not good in. And our last monster is 2 Exodius.
What the heck is this? Alright, explain this.
So now, most people who are playing Shaddoll Trains don't run Exodius. If you play regular trains, you usually do. The reason I decided that I wanted to play Exodius in this deck was so I could recycle my materials. So a lot of people who are playing Shaddoll Trains complain they can't get their Shekinagas back out of the graveyard. He does this for you. Really good card. And basically, as long as you have one of these with another one, you can constantly recycle your graveyard, and you'll never run out of materials.
So he's not that bad of a card,
He's
especially
really
level 10.
Yeah, especially for a free level 10. You summon him, get a free Xyz play. Pretty good.
There you go, and you get all your materials back for more nutsy plays.
Mm-hmm. Alright, on to our spells. We run Triple Field Spell. One of the nuttiest field spells in the game. I don't understand why every archetype in the game has to have a really dumb field spell now. But we have this card. This card has 2 effects. You can only use each effect once a turn, and only 1 effect per turn. The first effect is if a level 10 Earth Machine monster is summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon an Earth Machine from your deck with 1800 or less attack that's level 4. So you get your rail car, but you can't conduct a battle phase or rather, you can't do battle damage that turn. You can still attack, but you're not going to do any damage. So generally, you're just going to rack up a bunch of machines and do a ton of damage with effect damage. The other effect is you can discard any card from your hand to search a level 10 machine, Earth Machine, from your deck to your hand. So you'll grab either Derricane or Express Knight and then place from that. And of course, discarding, get your effects off.
Ben's Exodius back, everything.
Yep. And we have Terraforming to search our field spell. Field spell kind of runs
6 field spells. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's just play 6 field spells.
And then everyone's favorite Shaddoll card. 3 Shaddoll Fusion.
Instant negate.
Basically, it's like nobody plays around this card anymore. When Shaddolls were running around, people would play around this because if you control an extra deck summon monster, I can just use monsters out of my deck to summon, which is really dumb. But even if I don't, I still need the Shaddoll in the hand, but it's not bad. Obviously, you use this to get to your Shekanagas and occasional Winda. You don't usually summon her. And we got 2 Twin Twister because we don't like back row.
No one likes back row.
Yeah. But again, also discards to let your plays go. And our 1-ofs, we've got 1L Shaddoll Fusion. Again, kind of a mandatory card for Shaddolls. Just kind of get an extra attack in the battle phase or neutralize targets for effects. It's a good card. 1 Regeki. I don't
To kill the things that won't die.
Yeah, you use this to OTK Central. Soul Charge, because you don't care about your battle phase that much in this deck. And the 1-of Special Schedule, I'm kind of iffy on this card.
What does it do?
It's basically a Monster Reborn for a machine monster in your graveyard with 3,000 or more attack. And if this card is hit in the back row, you can search a level 10 machine. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it has to be a 3,000 or higher attack monster with this card. So the only real target for it is Express Knight. I'm debating if I want to go to Call of the Haunted, because you can get anything back with that. Though, obviously, this one's a lot faster.
And its second effect is pretty nice also.
Yeah, the second effect is decent. If you set it, you can set it as a dummy card and get a search off it.
Exactly.
And onto our remaining cards, which are the traps. 3 strikes, because we like negating things. We got our Jar of Avarice to recycle and draw. Skill Drain, because our deck is degenerate and we can just summon a bunch of monsters that are really high attack power and we don't care about their effects anymore. And then the last Solemn Warning, because...
Best trap in the game.
Yeah. Alright, and then we're going to move on to our extra deck. Extra deck, we run Triple Super Dora. This is the best Xyz in the deck. He sits there. Hardly any cards outside of Utopia the Lightning can touch him in the game. So, plus he also combos well at Derricane. You protect him for a turn, and then you pop a card on the opponent's side of the field. So, yeah. And you play 3 of them because you kind of need to play 3.
I've been killed by that a lot.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. Derricane is very annoying.
And we've got 2 Gustav Max. I don't usually go into 2 of this in a duel, but if I can go for game, I'll obviously go for game. It's like Gaga Guy Cowboy, except worse. And we got our 1-of Sky Palace Gangari. This guy is a 34 beat stick, but usually you're going to use him for his effect to destroy a card and deal 1,000 damage. He can't.
It's always nice.
Yeah, he can't attack that turn. Kind of, in my opinion, a weaker Volcasaurus, but we can't play Volcasaurus. So. And then we've got our Spider Engine.
What
Ravenous
the hell do these things do?
Ravenous Tarantula is a dumb card. It increases all monsters on your side of the field by the difference in between opponents' life points. Doesn't matter if yours is higher or your opponent's higher.
I didn't realize it was all your monsters.
Yeah,
What the hell?
It's all monsters. And then, if he stays on your field, you can deal 600 damage to your opponent each time they special summon a monster. And then his effect is you can detach a material from him to bomb every monster that has lower attack points that your opponent controls.
Rip.
So basically, you just wait until you pay a ton of life points, or you've done a bunch of effect damage, and you bomb their field with this thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And then you've got your Deadly Sins to go over him, because you don't want to leave a 0 attack point monster on the field sometimes. And Deadly Sins is a 4k beater. If you can wait, if it survives the turn, his effect is Disgusting, where you banish all special summon monsters your opponent controls and then attach one as a material.
That is very disgusting.
And if he is going to be destroyed, you can detach material from him instead.
That should not be a thing.
And then our last rank 10 is Super Dimensional Robot Galaxy Destroyer. This card is
Power Rangers.
Yeah. This card is an absolute pendulum blowout card. You summon this thing, if they don't have an immediate response for this, you pretty much win the game. 5,000 attack, and then he bombs all spell traps your opponent controls. And they can't respond to his effect. So if they don't respond to a summon, they lose.
Arc-Brave Dragon with a good attack power.
Yeah. He does require 3 materials, I should mention that.
Oh.
So you do have to play you basically are going to need your Switch Yard to get out and a Derricade in hand after you summon your Express Knight, or you're going to need something to an additional special summon to get him. And then our last Xyz monster total is Daigusto Emerald. We can play at rank 4, so we play Daigusto Emerald. Again, recycle materials, draw cards.
He's always good.
Yeah. And then on to our fusions. We've got triple Shekinaga. Shekinaga is the main reason you play Shaddoll in this deck, because for some reason she is a machine Earth level 10. So she works perfectly with the deck. She triggers off all of the cards and their effects. And she's a Solemn Strike, basically, as long as you have a Shaddoll card in your hand. And if she hits the graveyard, you can return your fusion back. And that's really nice. Especially if your opponent 9 times out of 10 has to use an extra deck card to get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So you just play Shaddoll Fusion and get another one.
And then the opponent cries for days.
Mm-hmm. And then our last fusion, we've got the One Winda. It's there if you can play it. If you've already got yourself ahead of the game, then you can lock your opponent out by only allowing them 1 special summon a turn. And of course, the typical Shaddoll effect where you can grab back your fusion when you get this card to the grave. Last card in the extra deck, Arcanite Magician. For some reason, Shaddoll Falco's a tuner. You can get him out occasionally.
I've been bodied by this.
Yeah.
It's a good way to end games.
Usually you do that with Falco Beast. And then pop 2 cards and OTKs. Or you just sit on a 24 beater, I guess. Alright, and now let's get to our side. We've got our 2 Jizukiru.
And why do you play Jizukiru?
Because I want to play Kaijus, and this is the best Kaiju for me. And yeah, also no other deck can really use this aside of being a 33 beater. We've got 2 Ally Justice Cycle Reader for your Blue Eyes matchup. That's all I have to really say about that. 2 Dark Hole for more card destruction. And our one of the 3rd Twin Twister in case that kind of a game comes up. Imperial Iron Wall for decks that like to banish cards, your PKs, and your Blue Eyes.
Yeah, Blue Eyes does that a lot.
And obviously the main one was Cosmo. Obvious what I'm citing that for.
Pendulum Hole is so good. People aren't really playing this.
Why is this card uncommon? I don't know.
It's
but
so stupid. It blows out Pendulum completely.
Absolutely. You drop this on them, they're crying.
Hidden Gem, guys. You need to pick this card up. Well, you probably already have 12 of them, but still.
Royal Decree for the trap heavy decks. I don't want to get
Paleozoic.
I don't want to get bodied by BA and their anti spells. That's dumb. And then our last card, light imprisoning for any matchup that's using light monsters.
You just don't like blue eyes, do you?
Yeah, that's mainly it, but this is also good against ABC when that's a thing.
Yeah. Oh god, when that hits the thing.
Yeah.
Alright, that was a nice profile there, Peyton.
Well, thank you.
Any words for the audience there, birthday boy? About this deck?
Well, I feel like people are not preparing for this deck. I think it's a really good deck, especially because people aren't preparing for it. So, pick it up while you can before it's too expensive.
Alright. Well, those are words from the famous Peyton from Team Infinity. Alright guys, this is Team Infinity signing out here. See you on the next video.